How dare they take seats like that? Oh, whatever am I going to do? Why, if it isn't my gallant friend? What brings you to Murkmire? Wait, don't tell me you decided to join the blackguards. Don't you know they're about as rotten as they come? Truly? Then perhaps you'd be willing to help. My boss Seeks the Dark has been captured by these ruffians, and as tempting as a daring rescue sounds, there's no way I could possibly infiltrate Black Rose Prison alone. I've struck a deal with Drakeeh, the leader of the blackguards. If I can defeat their gauntlet challenge, he'll release Seeks. Unfortunately, I'm more of a sneak than a fighter. But you, I bet you've got combat skills aplenty. Mind helping me out? I'm so glad you've agreed to help me. Now, the Black Rose Prison Gauntlet is no laughing matter. You'll be forced to fight against all sorts of enemies, one after another, so make sure you're well prepared. Black Rose used to be an Imperial prison. It was abandoned nearly a century ago. That's when the original blackguards took it over. They were all former inmates, and used the prison as a base for their less-than-legal operations. The Gauntlet serves as both entertainment for the blackguards and punishment for all who cross them. Each arena is held by a reigning champion. Your first opponent is Battle Mage Enodius, an Imperial known for her unmatched skill with fire magic. Perhaps the original blackguards did, but these days you'll find all manner of races within their ranks. It seems Drakeeh is more concerned with amassing power than holding on to a century-long grudge. I knew something was off soon as the Thieves Guild gave us a job in Murkmire. Seeks just looked nervous, almost scared. We were only here a few days before the blackguards nabbed him. Got him while we were sleeping in the marsh, the cowards. Easily. The blackguards weren't interested in me at all. Didn't even give chase. So I stuck to the shadows and followed them here. One of the patrols noticed me scouting the prison. That's when Drakeeh contacted me. Right. So long as I made my way through their gauntlet, Seeks would be free to go. I halfway suspect it was all a joke. I can easily pick you a lock or steal some treasure, but defeating a gauntlet of deadly warriors? Not my forte.
Let's see
What a resounding victory! Keep this up and we'll have Sikhs free in no time. Now, the next arena is called the Hall of Beasts. Keep on your toes, all right? I heard that Tames the Beast has all sorts of nasty tricks up his sleeve. Right, I did happen to sneak a peek when you were fighting your first round. There's 2 bull netches in there, and they did not look friendly. I'd stay clear of them if I were you and just focus on the arena's champion. From what I hear, Tames the Beast uses magic that's rooted in nature. Literally. He can create roots from the ground to bind you, and has a menagerie of beasts at his beck and call. An exciting opponent if I ever heard one. Afraid not. I'm more of a lady of mystery than a warrior. But while you're fighting, I'll try to find out why the blackguards targeted Seeks the Dark. After all, information is key to keeping the upper hand. Or so Seeks always tells me.
challenges. I yield.
Challenges.
watch you just continue to amaze. From what I hear, no one's defeated the Hall of Beasts nearly as fast as you did. Next is the Vampire's Pen. Ugh. Talk about putting your neck on the line. How the blackguards ended up becoming bedmates with a vampire coven, I'll never know. Though I suppose like begets like. The champion calls herself Lady Manara, though I'm not quite sure what she's the lady of. She's a necromancer, that I know. Rumor has it she curses her opponents, summons skeletons, all sorts of nasty things. Keep on your toes and you should do just fine, I think. Nothing good, I'm afraid. It seems everyone here views him as some sort of traitor. Maybe he botched a job for them? The Thieves' Guild isn't particularly picky about who hires us, after all. That may be why the blackguards are seeking revenge. I'm just not sure. I don't know much about Seeks the Dark's past, you see. Doesn't talk much about himself to anyone, even his beloved apprentice. I'll try to gather more information. You just worry about the gauntlet. I overheard what the next arena is, and I don't like it one bit. They're going to have you fight all the champions from the first 3 arenas at the same time! I knew the blackguards were rotten, but this is just going too far. Just remember everything you learned during the last few matches, and then do all that, but all at once. Or something like that, right? Sorry, I'm just a bit flustered. I can't believe they would play us so rotten! Right, well, I've gotten the impression that Seeks the Dark may have actually been a member of the Blackguards? I mean, I'm not sure, though, and even if he was, he obviously left years ago. That's what my gut says, anyway. It would explain why the Blackguards would go to such extremes in targeting him. For now, let's focus on the gauntlet. Only 2 more arenas to go. Alright, it's time for your grand finale. The last chapter in your epic tale. It's time to fight Drakeeh the Unchained and win back Seeks the Dark's freedom once and for all. From what I hear, Drakeeh's a pretty devoted follower of Sithis. He even claims that his power of necromancy stems from that worship. Through the Dread Father, he controls death and darkness and void. That sort of thing. So Drakeeh claims. Point is, you're going to have to go through a bunch of undead first if you want to defeat Drakeeh. This whole thing about Sithis, though, that sounds like pure lunacy to me. Seeks the Dark taught me quite a bit about Sithis. How he's more of a force of nature, not really a god that hands down necromancy powers. I think Drakeeh is just puffing himself up. Oh, look at me, I've got Sithis on my side. Ugh. I haven't learned anything new, but I have been wondering something. If the Blackguards wanted revenge, why didn't they make Seeks the Dark go through this gauntlet? Why give me the chance to rescue him? Punish him? Oh no, I think you're right. There's no way I could have survived the gauntlet. They must have been trying to hurt Seeks by hurting me. Oh, those absolute bastards.
So nice of you to finally show yourself.
Of course! Lady Twilight is always here to save the day. You did it! Of course, I expected no less from the ally personally chosen by Lady Twilight. That's me. Or, well, it's what I will be known as once I become a great thief. And of course, a token of my gratitude to go along with my boundless thanks. You've certainly earned it. And don't worry where I got it from. Or who, to be precise.
So, we meet again. Fortunate for me, I suppose. It's simple, really. I used to be a blackguard. Then, I decided not to be. However, like most illegal operations, my retirement options involved either death or desertion. I obviously chose the latter. Drakeeh didn't take kindly to that decision. I was young and stupid. I wanted power, and didn't have an issue with using illegal means to obtain it. Still don't, obviously, given my position within the Thieves Guild. I did, however, have an issue with cold-blooded murder. I didn't accept a job in Murkmire. Erilthel did, on my behalf. By the time I learned what happened, there was no good reason to turn it down. It seems I'm just as dim-witted as my ever-faithful apprentice. Oh, I'm sure Erilthel has blabbered on about your great deeds enough for both of us. You should be proud, in fact. After all this, you'll probably get an entire chapter dedicated to you in that book she's writing. The Adventures of Lady Twilight, or some other such dribble. She talks about it non-stop. Has even read me a few passages. Not that I asked her to, of course, but once Erilthel gets going, few things stop her.
Hopefully next time we meet, it will be under happier circumstances. For now, feel free to talk to Seeks the Dark. I'm sure he's just overflowing with gratitude for all that you've done for him. Now that we've put Black Rose behind us, it's time to finally complete our mission.
Or we could lay low, get some rest, recuperate from our near-death experience.
Rest? Recuperate? You're mentoring Lady Twilight herself, soon to be the greatest thief in our generation. There's no time for such things.
Not even a day with you, and I'm already looking back at my days of capture with longing.